Hey everyone, Michael O'Brien here, and in today's video we're going to talk about 5 ways that you can make a living as a professional magician. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Advice for Magicians, where my job is to make you the best possible entertainers that you can be. Now in today's video I wanted to discuss different ways that you can make money as a magician. I've done a video like this in the past, but it's a little old and a little outdated, so I thought, you know what, it's 2023, let's go ahead and update things a bit, because a lot of things in the world have kind of changed. I know, especially since the pandemic, a lot of people have been finding it a little bit harder to make money using that skill set that they already have. Of course, I'm talking about professional magicians. So in this video, I'm just going to discuss with you 5 ways that you can go out and start making money. Now, this is not going to be a video that is going to be a get-rich-quick scheme. This is not the type of video that you can watch and you're going to expect to go out and be making millions of dollars right off the bat without having to do any work. This is not that type of video. If you want one of those types of videos to fill you with false promises and false hope, go watch Ty Lopez or Dan Locke. I'm sure that you'll love them over there on their social media channels. But anyways, without further ado, let's dive right in. All right, so the first thing that you can do, and this is probably the most obvious one, is gig work. What is gig work? It's simple. Someone's gonna hire you to do magic for their event, whether you go and do walk around magic, or you do a formal show, or you do a stand-up set in front of a large audience, or a stage magic show like an illusion show or something like this. And more recently, maybe not as common as it was in like 2020 and 2021, but virtual gigs as well. So doing Zoom sessions, for example, tailoring a specific magic set to be able to perform for guests via a virtual video platform. These are all different ways that you can do magic. So what does it take to be able to be a gig working magician, right? Well, you have to have a product to sell. So for me, I always recommend, if you're brand new into breaking out into doing professional magic, doing strolling and walk around gigs is probably the easiest way to break into the business, because all you need to do is have 5, maybe 6 or 7 solid pieces of magic ready to go that you can do very well without having to think about it. You're able to focus on your presentation, you're able to have that banter back and forth with the spectators, and you know that your magic is safe. It's not going to fall apart. There's no risk of something going wrong, something like that. 6 or 7 pieces of magic is all you need, because you're just going to be doing the same all night, the same 3 or 4 pieces of magic all night for the different spectators, and then maybe have an extra couple of pieces ready to go just in case another spectator wants to see more magic, or you'll have that spectator come up, oh my god, the magician's so cool, show them some magic, and now you don't want to do the same thing because you don't want them to see it, right? So if you have like 6, I'm just going to say 6 solid pieces of close-up magic ready to go, it's going to be really good for you guys to be able to do that. Stay tuned, because I'm going to be doing a video very soon about how to put a strolling act together, so that you know that you have some solid magic, sort of a checklist that you can go to put different pieces of magic together. That's going to make it very easy for you. But that's the easiest way to break out into the world of gig magic, is to have a strolling magic act. And this is very simple. You'll have a spectator, or a client will book you, they'll tell you exactly what they're looking for, and then you'll show up to their event, you'll do their event, and then you'll get paid. It's like the most common way that magicians can earn their living performing magic. All right, the next one is busking / working for tips. So what is busking? Busking, essentially in a nutshell, is when a performer sets up their show, they gather a crowd, they perform for that crowd, and then they rely on the kindness of the crowd's hearts to fill their bucket or their hat with money, because you're not paid to be there. You're paid literally by the spectators donating to you as their way of saying thank you. We call these tips, of course, right? So busking is not easy. I always say this. I have mad respect for the street performers out there that go out and do this, because you really have to put yourself out there. You have to gather a crowd, right? You have to do a pitch, that's what they call it. A pitch is where you set up your stand. Maybe you have your little table set up, or you have like a little rope on the floor. You set up your little corner of the world that you're going to be performing in, and now your job is to start gathering crowds. Sometimes little by little, a couple of people trickle in here, a couple of people trickle in there. And once you start building that audience, now you're ready to do your full set. And at the end of your set, you have to convince the spectators to put money in the hat. So usually you'll say something along the lines of, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. I really hope that you enjoyed this performance. I just wanted to let you know that no one is paying me to be out here today. I'm doing this just because I love it so much. And if you thought that it was really cool too, you can support my passion and put food in my mouth and a house over my head. And especially if you have kids, it's even better, because now you can start tugging at the heartstrings, right? If you thought that that was worth it, put a $5, a $10, a $20, or even a $50 bill in there. And if you thought that this is the coolest thing that you've ever seen in your life, you'll definitely toss a $100 bill in that hat. Blah, 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 whatever, right? This is what we call a hat line. It's some kind of sales pitch, essentially, to get spectators to want to pay you at the end. Even a $5 tip, it doesn't sound like much, but when you have 30 people watching you, if all of them put $5 in, that's a lot of money. That's a decent amount for like a 30-minute show, right? 20-minute set, however long your set is. You can also perform as a tips-only magician, doing street magic, or maybe even working in a restaurant. There are some magicians that will not get paid to work in a restaurant. They will simply work for tips, right? A lot of times, restaurants will actually hire you and they'll even pay you. Maybe they'll comp your meal for you or something like this, right? But there's working for tips a lot of the time is going to be a big portion of your income. For me personally, I'm working at this Irish pub right here in Orange County. If you guys are ever out in the Orange County area and you want to come see me at McAllen's Public House every Thursday from 5 to 7 p.m., I'll see you guys there. But they pay me a base fee to be there. They give me a free meal and I work for tips. So working for tips is definitely a good way that you can make a living performing as a magician. All right, when you've been in the business long enough, you start kind of coming up with your own ideas. We all usually start off, learning the classic tricks. You've learned the biddle trick. You've learned your ambitious card. You've learned a triumph. You've learned a card to pocket routine, right? And over the years of performing this, you start taking these ideas and adding your own little twists and turns into it. And then the next thing you know, this idea is born in your mind. Hey, what if I did this instead and did this? And this thing that you originally learned has now become something completely different. And a lot of us, we take these original pieces of magic that we've routined, we've gone out there into the real world, we've road tested it, we've come up with this piece of magic that we think that you might be interested in learning and adding to your working material, and we teach, package, and sell said pieces of magic, right? Now, when you're first getting into the business, a lot of people's first instinct is, oh, I gotta come up with an idea. I gotta come, what if I take this thing, and what if I take this thing over here, and I put them together, and I got a trick. Cool, I'm gonna sell that. You don't want to do that, okay? You want to make sure that the idea that you're gonna release out into the market has been road tested. It's your tried and true material. You know it's not gonna fail. You know it's gonna be received well, right? You don't want to put together a piece of crap just for a quick money grab, right? There's a lot of those on the market these days where people will slap together something, as Craig Petty likes to say, they'll have a brain fart in the morning, they'll film a video in the afternoon, and by the end of the evening, they've already got a tutorial up on the website, right? You don't want to do that. You want to make sure that this is something that you've put a lot of thought, a lot of energy into, and sometimes it'll end up being well received and sometimes it won't. That's always the risk. You never know how it's going to go. But the odds are definitely in your favor if the piece of magic that you're putting out there is something that you're very confident in performing. You don't want to put a piece of magic out onto the market that is just some quick idea that you just came up with. And the reason for that, the moral reason for that, is because it harms the magic community. But the sort of business reason for it is you're going to become known as the guy that puts together these pieces of crap and just puts them out on the market. And yeah, you might con a couple of people that don't know any better into buying your trick, but for longevity's sake, you definitely want to put a piece of magic out on the market that you know is going to do well. You want to have a good reputation. You want those repeat customers. Like for me personally, if I were to look right now at all of the sales that I've made, I'm going to see the same names coming up multiple times. I just sold a chop cup to someone the other day, and I'm like, oh, this person bought a chop cup for me. That is so cool. I know who this person is because they bought Pokemon Tea, It's Personal, and Sus over the span of the last few months, right? So, and why do these people buy things from me? Because they trust me. They know that I'm gonna put out good pieces of magic that they're gonna enjoy. So how do you sell this magic now? There's a couple different ways that you can do this. The first way is you could self-publish. You can post these things on your website. Maybe it's a PDF or a video tutorial, and you can just sell them on your website, or you can make like a Gumroad account or something like this. Or you can go through one of the major magic retailers like Vanishing Ink, Penguin Magic, Murphy's Magic, right? These companies have platforms available that will allow you to partner with them and release your own products. For example, I'm on the Theory 11 Marketplace and the Penguin Magic Partnering Program. I have products that I've self-published. I did them myself. I wrote them up. I shot the videos. I made the tutorials and all of that, and you can upload them to their websites, and you can start making money off of it because people will go on their website, they'll see your product, and then they'll download it, right? So these are ways that you can start earning some money. Now, it's not as easy as it sounds. You're not just gonna shoot a video, pop it up on there, sit back, and let the cash roll in. It doesn't quite work that way. You are gonna have to do some promotion. You're gonna have to constantly be reaching out to people and talking to them about your product. You're gonna wanna be going on podcasts and doing interviews and all of this stuff, right? You're gonna wanna be sending product out to different YouTubers who have review channels and having them review your product and all of this stuff. There's a lot of work that goes into creating and selling magic. But boy, can I tell you, it sure the heck is a lot of fun. All right, speaking of being in the magic business for a while, like I said, when you start, you've done this for so long, you start coming up with your own ideas. When you've really been in this for a long time and you've really got the hours under your belt, you've got the mileage, as they say, it's time for you to start sharing your knowledge with others. Maybe you go out and do lectures, or you take on students, right? Like I'm doing right now. I have my mob squad, my mob membership. So if you're an underboss or a boss, I'm mentoring people one-on-one. Or if you're a lieutenant, you're joined in our monthly family meetings, which is sort of like a group lecture situation, right? I also have students in person. One of my students recently auditioned for the Magic Castle and became a junior member at the Magic Castle. Super proud of him. You've probably seen him in some of my videos. The 14-year-old lad that wears the newsboy cap just like me now. He's my mini me. Just became a member at the Magic Castle, and it's because I mentored him on it. I mean, he worked his butt off. He deserves every bit of it. But my point is I was able to share my knowledge with him and help him to grow. So if you have something that you're able to share knowledge-wise to someone, you can definitely make a living off of doing that, right? So you can put together a lecture. Usually a lecture is about 1 hour to 2 hours long, where you discuss any topic that you like. You allow the opportunity for, it's like a sort of classroom situation, right? You allow an opportunity for questions and answers. If you've already come up with some magic products, you can sell and teach some of those magic products. You want to be careful that you don't turn it into just a giant sales pitch. What you don't want is your lecture to be a dealer dem, right? You don't want to just show up, do all your tricks, show how all the tricks work, and be like, all right, well, now if you want to do them, you got to buy it, right? Your lecture should have some substance to it. Having products to sell is always sort of just like the sprinkles on top of the cake, on top of the cupcake, or whatever, I don't know, whatever analogy you want to use. So you definitely want to make sure that you have some substance if you are going to be lecturing. And again, doing private one-on-one sessions to be able to mentor and coach and help someone to become a better magician themselves is another way that you can make a living doing magic. Now, again, I'm gonna say this, you do want to make sure that you have the bona fides to back it up. I have been doing this for a very long time. I mean, I'm still a young guy, I'm only 35, but I'm not trying to do lectures and mentor people after only being in magic for 2 or 3 years. I've been doing magic most of my life since I was 7 or 8 years old. I've been doing this professionally since 2010. I've been doing this for a little while. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Make sure that you know what you're talking about before you start telling other people what to do. All right, last but not least, we have social media. Now, I know a lot of you are probably thinking, oh, social media, I hate social media magic, right? But hear me out for a minute. There are some really talented magicians that have learned how to harness social media and make a living off of it, right? And there's a few different ways that you can do that. You can build a following and you can run paid advertisements on your channel. So, for example, Chris Ramsey, right? He has a whole magic channel that's got millions of subscribers. Well, how do you think he is making his living? He's making his living because he's running ads. I'm guessing he probably has a membership program on his channel, right? You know, he does live streams and he has people coming into the live streams and they're giving him, you know, tips during the live streams. We call them super chats, where you can send oh, I think you're so cool, Chris Ramsey, and boom, he gets $5 or whatever, right? Same with TikTok and Instagram. There's ways now on these social media platforms like TikTok where you will be doing a live stream and you're interacting with people and they're tipping you and they're giving you money during the live stream, right? Maybe if you have a big enough of a following, you could do some sort of paid sponsorship situation. You ever been watching a video and right in the middle of your video that goes, and this video is brought to you by Skillshare, or this video is brought to you by Rage Shadow Legends, or this video is brought to you by NordVPN, or I'm sure you've seen any number of these different things, right? These are paid partnerships where a company will pay you, they'll sponsor your video, basically for you to do a little commercial for them in the middle of your video, pitching their product, whatever it is that they're advertising, and then you either get a kickback, some sort of commission for the number of clicks that they get, or the number of signups that they get, or whatever, or they might just straight up pay you. Maybe it's like $500 a video or something like that for you to put a 30-second commercial in your video, right? This all depends on the number of followers that you have and the number of watch time and the amount of engagement that you're getting. The higher your engagement, the more watch time you have, the more subscribers you have, the more that you're able to charge for this. So growing a social media channel could be very, very beneficial as well. And again, I already mentioned you're running ads. Every time someone clicks on an ad, you get paid for that. Right now, I have about 10,000 subscribers. And I can't tell you what the exact amount of money is that I make every month, but what I can tell you is for a channel with 10,000 subscribers, I make a little bit more money than you probably are suspecting that I make. It's a decent amount. It's about a week's paycheck at a normal job's worth for the month that I do. And again, I only have 10,000 subscribers and I only spend maybe 8 to 10 hours a week filming and editing for this channel. So it's not a ton of time. It's about 40 hours a month probably that I spend on this channel. And that doesn't include the live streams. That doesn't include the extra bits for like the members only content and stuff. That stuff is paid for by the memberships, which is another way that you can make money. You can have a membership account on YouTube, or you can have a Patreon account where people can sign up for their Patreon and they can pay you money to be on there and all that stuff. So there's a lot of really cool ways that you can make money as a magician. All you have to do is just work your ass off, put it all together, get it going, and just build and build and build. Sometimes there's luck involved. Sometimes it takes time. You just have to be patient. And other times, the hard work that you're putting into it will definitely pay off. But anyway, thank you so much for sticking with me to the end of this video. If you guys haven't already done so, I highly recommend that you click the subscribe button and ring the bell so that you don't miss out when I upload future videos. And if you would like to take your magic to the next level, please click the join button and become a member. For $1 a month, you get early access, so you don't have to wait for these videos to be uploaded. For $5 a month, you'll get access to all of my tutorials, which at the time of making this video is over 65 full tutorials in that playlist. For $20 a month, you'll get full access to the monthly live family meeting Q&A sessions that we do every first Saturday of the month right here on the channel at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. For $50 to $100 a month, you'll get direct one-on-one access with me as either a mob underboss or a mob boss. You can pick my brain about whatever you want. I can help take your magic to the next level. Maybe you want to become a working professional, or you just want to pick my brain about whatever thing that you want to talk about, right? You'll get those early access videos, tutorials, access to the live stream, all of that stuff, right? So please click the join button, choose the tier that works best for you, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.